This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Spencer Lodge, the award-winning entrepreneur, business strategist, and podcast host. You have spent over 3 decades mastering the world of sales and business leadership, and were recognized in the top 100 most influential people in Dubai for your impact on the financial services industry. You've launched multi-million-dollar ventures, coached thousands of salespeople, and played a key role in scaling businesses around the world. You're also the host of Unscripted with Spencer Lodge, one of the most listened to podcasts in the region, with guests like Tony Robbins, Stephen Bartlett, Ant Middleton, Grant Cardone, and most importantly, me. You ultimately believe that mastering sales is the single most important skill for business success, and that without it, even the best ideas will fail. Your mission is to help as many people as possible achieve extraordinary results by changing their mindset, taking responsibility, and embracing discomfort. Spencer, welcome to London Real in Dubai.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me on the show. It's really kind of you.
Dude, it's my pleasure. I sat down with you for your show, I think a year ago, and we had an amazing discussion. I find you an incredible host. You're really intense, and we were really having a meeting of the minds. I think we could have gone on for another hour or two. So really enjoyed that. I've gotten to know you, and now I want to go deeper today. Lots to talk about, but I wanted to jump in maybe right on that top line part about sales. I don't think I've ever had this discussion where sales is the most important thing. And I'm curious why you say that. I'd say today, sales is still a bit of a dirty word. If you tell your mom you're a salesperson, then she's like, oh, why aren't you a doctor or a lawyer? When in fact, salespeople are usually some of the most highly paid people in the organization. They make things happen. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know you're dead without them. And I'm curious, why do you say that? And why do so many people still not really recognize that?
People like the word entrepreneur, they like the word business owner, founder, okay? These kind of cool words that are associated with starting a business. But anyone that starts a business, the first thing they've got to work out is how they're going to find clients. It doesn't matter what the job role is. If you're the CEO of a company or the managing director and these fancy titles, it's like, you're a salesman. Now, you might be selling different things in different ways to maybe the guys that are on the bottom rung of sales in the business, but you're still a salesperson. So how did it get to be dirty? And for me, I look at salespeople as the backbone of a business. You see the administration and the operational and different functions.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
In a business looking down their nose at salespeople. Well, let's see how your salary gets paid if there's no sales. You know, because if you think about it, the company doesn't make any sales. You don't have a job. So should we maybe respect these guys a little bit more? And then let's add to that the psychological highs and lows on a daily basis that they have to deal with. 1 minute on fire in the car, giving it yes, and the next minute getting a no. Ugh. And that feeling that goes with that, they have to deal with. Those people that work in other functions in a business get their salary. They get their medical insurance. They get everything delivered for them. Okay, they've got to achieve KPIs, but if they have a bad month, do they still get paid? Hell yeah. Salespeople don't. So I think they should be respected for bringing the revenue into the business, and I think they should be respected for the highs and lows they go through. And actually, we should champion them, because these are the guys, as you say, that are making it happen.
Yeah. How do people become good at sales? Because when I look at your background and I want to go into it, I don't see the making of a salesman as you grew up as a young kid. So how did you get good at it? And how can you recognize a good salesperson? And what makes a good salesperson?
So this is a really interesting question, so thank you for asking it, because I believe that sales is a skill just like law or accountancy or anything else. It's a skill that you need to learn. A lot of people have got into sales by accident. They couldn't get the job that they really wanted, so they go into some business development function in a business, and they have to learn to be a salesperson. Or their grandmother says, well, you've got the gift of the gab, so you should be a salesperson. To me, it's not. Being a great salesperson is learning the skills, number one, and number two, understanding that selling isn't talking. Selling is listening. And so you have to be a really good listener. And there are lots of people out there that don't listen very well, but great salespeople do.
You need to really understand what's making your client tick and what's important to them. Whereas a lot of people think, I just got to pound you until you say yes. But you want to listen to them, see if you can solve their problem, but more importantly, reiterate back to them what they want and create that relationship or understanding. Is that what a salesperson does?
Imagine us changing the title of salesperson to chief problem solver. So that's their job title, chief problem solver in a business. They'd probably get a lot more respect. But that's all we're doing with everybody we meet. Yes, at the end of the day, we're trying to create revenue for our business, and we're trying to match what we have as a product or a service with the need of that person. Right. So a great salesperson is just trying to identify the person that has the need, understand their need in great detail, and see if they can bring a solution to that problem. Then you're respected. Okay, then the transaction is done in a really structured, professional, and respectful way, and everybody wins.
It's like a customized solution, and oftentimes your client values things that, in your opinion, aren't valuable to you or aren't expensive for you, and you can deliver those. And sometimes the things you think they'll value the most aren't valuable to them, and the only way you know that is by listening.
Yeah, being great at asking questions, and I think that's why I enjoy podcasts, because I like to learn. I'm naturally very curious about people, and I'm no different if I'm in a selling situation. Right. I want to learn about somebody. I want to understand what makes them tick. I want to understand what their challenges are, and I want to understand, is there something that I can bring to the table that could solve that problem in some way? Now, sometimes, personally, my mind runs away with me. So as I'm listening, my mind's coming up with solutions all the time. But maybe because I've been doing it for a long time, that's why it's like that.
What's the biggest mistake most people make in sales, whether they're just beginning or even seasoned people?
Respecting themselves is a really important one. And the second one is understanding that it's a skill, and you have to invest time in learning and getting educated rather than thinking you're just going to wing it.
Okay. What do you mean by respecting yourself?
Well, salespeople can very easily disrespect themselves. They can because they get lots of rejection.
Okay.
So when you start off in sales, I mean, my boss told me on my first day in sales, I swear this is the absolute truth of what happened.
Is this door-to-door selling furniture?
No, it wasn't for office equipment.
Office equipment, right. Okay.
And I literally had to make 100 cold calls. And he said, get me 100 no's. Then make 100 door knocks and then 100 cold calls the next day. Get me 100 no's. So I'm a kid. But what he was doing, he was teaching me that no is good. You're going to get a lot of it anyway, so learn to accept that there's nothing bad about it. And at that stage in my career, as young as I was, as moldable as I was learning one of the most important skills within the sales industry, which a lot of people don't learn.
Get used to no.
Yeah.
And bring them in. You just got to line them up, knock them out. If you get 100 no's, then you've done the correct thing that day.
My boss said to me when I got into financial services at 23, he said to me, you're 23 years old. What self-respecting 50-year-old man is ever going to trust his money to you? And I was like, oh yeah. He said, you have to know more than anybody else because you don't have life experience on your side. So be a whiz. Understand everything there is to know about sales, understand everything there is to know about this industry, put them together, and you'll be able to show with your expertise that you can bring value. And that was really important to me to understand. And he was right. Who's going to trust a kid with their money? So I think that in sales, it's really important that we don't go into sales and just kind of fumble our way through. It's never going to work. It's like crypto. How do you ever get anywhere with investing in crypto unless you take some time to learn about it, study it, go to classes, get people to teach you how it all works, then invest in it. Now, if I said that to anyone, they'd say, well, that's exactly what you should do. But when it comes to sales, it's I'm a good communicator. I can knock on doors or I can make calls. Yeah, but why make 100 bad calls when you could make 100 good calls?
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.